Imagine this. It's a Friday night, you're craving some crispy fried chicken, and you rush to your local KFC only to find that it's closed. What happened? Well, in 2018, the UK faced a chicken shortage that turned finger-licking good into making their customers finger-licking sad. Today, we're diving into the hilarious and chaotic saga of the KFC chicken shortage, from supply chain mishaps to chicken conspiracy theories. Let's break down how missing out on the beloved Colonel's famous recipe of 11 herbs and spices became the stuff of nightmares for loyal customers in the UK. First, let's go back and understand how KFC became such a beloved staple in the UK. The Colonel's secret blend of 11 herbs and spices first arrived in the 1960s, winning hearts with its deliciously crispy chicken and those iconic buckets. By 2018, KFC was a must-have for weekend cravings and comfort food across the UK, with over 900 locations serving up the Colonel's classic recipe. The restaurant had become more than just a fast food joint. It was a go-to spot for families, late-night snackers, and anyone craving that unmistakable crispy goodness. But then, disaster struck. On February 16, 2018, KFC restaurants across the UK started closing down. A mere 3 weeks after launching their new delivery service partnership with Just Eat, people were in an absolute frenzy for their chicken fix. But instead of satisfying their cravings, they were met with locked doors and, "Sorry, we're out of chicken" signs. Imagine showing up at a bakery with no bread. Only worse, because this was chicken. Iconic, crispy chicken. So what happened? Imagine working at KFC that week, when your entire brand is chicken, and suddenly, you're out of chicken. That's not exactly ideal. And for the millions of KFC fans, it was nothing short of a catastrophe. The Colonel's famous recipe was temporarily out of reach. What caused this poultry pandemonium? The answer lies in a major supply chain shakeup. KFC switched logistics suppliers, moving from longtime partner Bidvest to DHL. This new delivery partnership with DHL was supposed to make things easier and more efficient, but it quickly spiraled into an absolute disaster. With its logistics system in disarray, DHL struggled to meet the demand and made delivery errors. Trucks got lost, deliveries were delayed, and suddenly KFC was short on chicken, like really short. In a matter of days, over half of KFC's locations had to shut their doors because they couldn't serve their star item. You know it's bad when one of the world's most iconic places to get chicken has no chicken. It's like a fish and chip shop running out of chips. It's a full-on disaster. As the news spread of the chicken shortage, the UK went into a frenzy. Social media exploded with people's reactions, ranging from hilarious memes to serious frustration. Tweets like, "I'm not saying I'd commit a crime for KFC, but I might get close," and "KFC is now like a soap opera full of drama and no chicken," quickly went viral. Brandwatch, a social media monitoring service, noted that on February 21st alone, there were 53,000 mentions of the situation. People were posting pictures of sad, empty buckets, dramatic recreations of their failed chicken runs, and even heartfelt tributes to their missing meals. It wasn't just about the food, it was about what it represented: comfort, tradition, and that much-needed Friday night treat. The shortage triggered a bizarrely intense emotional response, turning a simple supply chain failure into a national spectacle. To be honest, it was clucking hilarious. KFC wasn't about to give up. In an attempt to stay afloat during the shortage, some KFC locations had to get creative. They started serving other menu items, like fish and chips. Can you imagine? "Sorry, we don't have any chicken, but how about a little cod instead?" Meanwhile, KFC's marketing team saw an opportunity to turn this crisis into something memorable. They ran cheeky ads that featured an empty bucket with the letters FCK printed on it, a humorous take on the situation. The ad read, "A chicken restaurant without any chicken. It's not ideal. Huge apologies to our customers." It was bold, funny, and self-aware, exactly what the brand needed to keep its fans engaged during such a cluck-up. Despite the chaos, this approach helped ease tensions and even earned praise for the way KFC handled the crisis. Sure, there still wasn't any chicken, But at least they had a sense of humor about it, and while it didn't solve the crisis, it kept fans amused and eager for the Colonel's return. After weeks of closed doors and frustrated fans, KFC finally managed to get its supply chain back on track. By March 2018, most locations reopened, and the chicken was back in buckets, to the relief of millions. To thank loyal customers for their patience, KFC even handed out free meals to celebrate their return. For fans, it felt like a long-awaited reunion. The prodigal chicken had returned. This was more than just a logistical fix. It was a full-on comeback. KFC not only resolved the immediate issue, but also strengthened its supply chain processes to prevent future disasters. It became a textbook example of crisis management in the fast food industry, with many companies taking notes on how KFC handled the situation with transparency, humor, and grace. Fans across the UK rejoiced, and the shortage became a memory, albeit a memorable one, of a time when life without KFC was almost too much to bear. So what did KFC, and all of us, learn from the great chicken shortage of 2018? First, the importance of a solid supply chain. Food chains live or die by their logistics, and KFC's experience became a case study in how quickly things can go wrong when supply chains aren't properly managed. Second, never underestimate the love people have for their fried chicken. This wasn't just about food. It was about comfort, routine, and the emotional connection people have with a brand they trust. And finally, when faced with a crisis, a little humor goes a long way. KFC may have stumbled, but they also showed resilience, creativity, and the ability to bounce back stronger than ever. Now, every time you walk into a KFC, you can feel a little safer knowing there will be chicken in those buckets, ready to satisfy your cravings. If you enjoyed this story about KFC's chicken shortage crisis, check out this one.